wildlife preserve. While we're out there, I'm going to ask, please do not call out, whistle, or try to attract the animals to the truck in any way. That's for their safety as well as ours. Conversations, comments are fine, just please keep them at a minimum and at a volume that doesn't alarm the animals or disrupt the guests around you. And hold here for just another moment until we get the all clear. And once again, Wendy, let's go. We're heading into the Little Ituri Forest. Here a lot of animals depend on natural camouflage for protection. And we're going to do our best to find them, of course. If you look over on the right side behind the bushes, there's an okapi. The white stripes on their legs make them look a lot like zebras, but they are related to giraffes. And if you get a look at the face and head, you might see that family resemblance. He's kind of tucked in back there. If you're taking pictures, keep the cameras in the... Yeah, he's hiding from us. Look at that. Keep the cameras and the cell phones handy. You never know when the animals are going to pop up. So picture of an okapi can turn into a really cool picture of a tree if you're trying to get a camera ready. Whoa. Alright, really cool. Look straight across the water. There's a black rhino standing there around that clear wall. Black rhinos can weigh about 3,000 pounds, fully grown. Very endangered animals, only about 5,000 left in the whole world. The horns on rhinos are not natural horns. They're not attached to their skulls. And they're made of keratin, like our hair and fingernails instead of bone. Those horns are the reason they're hunted, and we support several groups that are working really hard to educate people about not using rhino horn products. Alright, coming up on the right side, the reddish brown animals are bongos. They're known as a ghost of the forest. Even with the bright color, when they get into the bushes, they blend in very well. Their horns are swept back. That allows them to run through the woods without getting caught up on anything. The beige animals are greater kudu. Those are females, and we know that because they don't have horns. Only the male kudus have horns. Saddle-billed stork on the right as well. They got their name because of that yellow saddle-shaped crest on their bill. Stand about 5 feet tall, wingspan about 9 feet across. We're entering the Salfi River area. We're going to be looking for hippos. The hippopotamus is one of the largest, and they are one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. Full-grown males can weigh around 5,000 pounds. Hippos spend most of their time in the water, so we are going to look down in the water for them. You can hold your breath about 5 to 8 minutes. These are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the color on their backs during their mating season. Now the hippos can be down for a while, so we're looking for ripples, maybe some bubbles coming up. You guys are sitting a little higher up than I am. You might be able to see any of that before I do. Hey, if you look to the left, there's quite a few hippos.
Ooh.
Ears, eyes, and nostrils all at the very top of their head. That way they can come up, get some air, see what's going on, and still keep a very low profile. Now they can swim, but they tend to run or walk in their water, and it does work for them. They move extremely well. And while they don't have a typical runner's body, they're quick on land. They run up to about 20 miles an hour. It's a lot faster than most of us if you're riding a bicycle. Across the bridge, we're going to do that going pole. That is Swahili, and it means very slow. On the left, there are Nile crocodiles. They're found all over sub-Saharan Africa. And they can reach over 16 feet in length, fully grown. In the wild, they live around 40 years. In captivity, about twice that long. Around the turn on the right side of the path, there's a baobab tree, also known as an upside down tree. And if you look to the branches, you'll see they look a lot like tree roots, giving it that name. We're heading into the savannah. The animals shape the landscape with their eating habits. Elephants push trees over for food. Giraffes eat the under canopy of the trees. Grazing animals eat the grass. And all of that combined gives the savannah that very clean, open look it normally has. The savannah is kind of like a super highway for animals. Millions of them migrate back and forth every year. It's an important ecosystem to protect because a lot of animals do depend on it. One of the ways we're able to keep up with the rains and water stand comes. Some wildebeest off to the right. We'll look around and see what we can find. Over on the left, right above the den, there's a couple of hyenas laying there. Now, hyenas have the most powerful jaws, the most powerful bites of all the predatory land mammals, more than lions or even grizzly bears. They live in a matriarchal society. Females are in charge. The lowest ranking female ranks above the highest ranking male. Hyenas are pretty known for being scavengers. In reality, they do hunt the majority of their food. Termite mounds all around. They make the hot sun all day, get hard as concrete. When they wear down like the one on the right, animals like the hyena will climb up and it gives them a great view of the savannah. If you look all the way across towards that big clearing, there are some Ankoli cattle heading this way. Compare the size of the horns to the people on that truck. That gives you an idea of how big the horns are. They are massive. Their horns are made of a honeycomb material inside, and blood flows in it like radiators. And that regulates their body temperature. The third one back is a bull, and that guy's fairly new to the reserve. He's only been here about 3 weeks. They're also known as Watusi cattle, named after the tribe that domesticated them. And they're still a symbol of wealth for some of the tribes. Look at the two animals to the left of that truck in front of us. And again, you can do that size comparison. Those are eland. Eland are the largest of the antelope. Full-grown males are about 6 feet tall at the shoulder. And you can see the female right next to that truck, and that's a pretty big truck. Now the males can get well over a ton in weight. They can hop about 8 feet up in the air from a standstill. So 8-foot vertical leap from a 1-ton animal. Look at the thickness of the neck. When he wants to impress the ladies, he'll decorate his horns. They call that a crown. And you'll see him walking around with vines and flowers. It's like something out of the 60s. Very stylish. He's a cool guy. On the right. During their migration, some herds have been spotted, numbering in the tens of thousands. They get their name from the Afrikaans for wild beasties, you know. There's an elephant right in front, and there's another one. There's a few of them. So elephants are the largest land animals. Full-grown males average around 12,000 pounds. They'll eat about 300 to 500 pounds of food a day. These are females. The herds are made up of females and they're young. When the males reach maturity, they have to leave the herd because they get really aggressive and unpredictable. If you watch their ears, they're going to pivot to flap the ears around. They have a lot of blood vessels in the ears. You can see them in there. That's mom there, by the way. That's her oldest daughter to the left. Her youngest daughter should be somewhere close by. But yeah, when they flap those ears, the air circulating cools the blood down, and that cools on their body temperature. look back to the left, that's her youngest daughter right there by the water. And she is actually the baby of the herd right now. Greater flamingos are the largest and the lightest color of the flamingos. They get their color from the brine shrimp that they eat, which is really high in keratin. The ones out here with darker feathers and darker legs are juveniles. As they get older, they're going to eat more of the shrimp and they'll develop more of that pink color. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. One of the questions we get, why are they standing on one leg? And nobody really knows that for sure. Some people think they're trying to conserve body heat. Some people think they're resting. Everyone agrees. If they bring up that second leg, they are going to fall. Science. More elephants on the left. Come around the turn, look up on the left side as well. There's a cheetah laying right in the middle of that clearing, right behind that log. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammals. They run well over 60 miles per hour. Teardrop-looking marks under their eyes help them with the glare from the sun.
What's that?
A very long, thick tail. That's like a rudder. It stabilizes them when they're running really fast. Helps them make better turns. The spots on the cheetah are pretty good camouflage. If there's any kind of leaf clutter on the ground, they do blend in. Rock formation ahead is called a kopi. Animals climb up there, gives them a great view. You can see if their predators are coming around or their prey, depending on what they are. One of the differences between cheetahs and all of the other cats is they don't have fully retractable claws. Cheetahs' claws are always sticking out. That's going to give them better traction when they're running really fast. Look to the left, there's a male lion right there. Get those cameras ready, phones.
Oh!
So lions are one of the few big cats that hunt as a group or a pride, and it is the females that do the majority of the hunting. It takes a lot of energy and they'll rest or sleep about 20 hours a day. And they're nocturnal, so this time of day, that's kind of what they do. And I think they look really cool doing just that. There's a couple of females in the back, and it makes for some great pictures. Look at that. So if you've ever watched the live-action Lion King movie, that guy right there was adult Simba in the movie. When they made the movie, or they were making the movie, they came out here and took pictures of him, and that's what they used for modeling. He's kind of a celebrity. He doesn't know that, but he is. And again, that makes for an awesome picture right there. Look at that. There he is in the back too. If you're going to post that on social media, hashtag best safari driver ever, it's an option. He's got that look like he might roar. We're going to keep an ear out for that. It's a pretty cool thing. Over on the right side, those are water bucks. They have that white circle on their backside. I think nature was very cruel with that. They have very long hair. They secrete this oily substance that acts water repellent. Helps them swim really well. That's their defensive mechanism. When predators go after them, they jump into the water and they will swim away. Water bucks are one of the few antelope that doesn't migrate. When they find a good body of water, they'll live there as long as they can. thing, right in front of the warden's post, there's a yellow box hanging on the stand. That's a beehive fence. Now, researchers here at Harambe Wildlife Reserve found that elephants are really afraid of bees. They developed these fences for use around farms. Imagine that box with much longer cables. When the elephants bump into the fence, the bees come out buzzing. The sound scares the elephants away, and we avoid a conflict between them and the farmers, and that's always a good thing. With the lions, if you've ever heard lions roaring on TV or in the movies, especially the beginning of a movie, what you're hearing almost every time is actually a tiger. They use a tiger's roar, they dub that over the lions. Hollywood decided way back in the beginning that that sounded better, and that's pretty much what they've been using ever since. If you get a chance to hear a lion in person, it's going to sound a lot more like a long cough or a throat clearing. Still pretty cool, just a little bit different from what you might be used to. Hi, we're at the outskirts of Harambe Village, and it does mean our safari is coming to an end. If you're interested in helping protect wild animals, you can reach out to any of the conservation associations, including our own, of course. And you can make donations, but really anything you can do to raise awareness is going to be helpful. That could be as simple as sharing photographs or videos of taken, having a conversation, talking about some of the issues facing the animals. All of that does help. Here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. It's not permanent. Instead, we say Kwaherini. Kwaherini means to go well. I hope you go well and have a great rest of your day. Before you leave the truck, check your seats, check your rows. Just make sure you haven't dropped anything. Very easy to do with all the pumping around.